I brought this up like many, many years ago where I was like, I would like YouTube to automatically default whatever video I'm watching to the highest available resolution. I will wait for it to buffer. I will. And I don't mind that that's like going to take longer for certain videos or certain worse connection environments, but that's a flip I would switch in my YouTube experience. Let me flip the switch. We got to talk about this sort of double-edged sword of this one new YouTube feature that is attempting to do good things. But obviously it's a double-edged sword, so there are bad things happening too. So we talked a couple weeks ago actually about dubbing our videos. We've been paying to have our videos transcribed, so you guys who are unable to hear the videos can obviously read along. But also, if you don't speak English, we started working on audio tracks in different languages that would play alongside
Audio
the
tracks?
video for people who speak different languages. So obviously, if you're in an English region, you watch the video, it's English. If you're in a region like, let's say, Germany, for example, and a lot of people speak German, it could, theoretically, insert a dub of me, like my voice, but speaking German.
Was hast du gesagt?
And it would play alongside the video as if it was just like normally how it sounded. And it's kind of a cool idea. You might have heard about this before. Auto dubbing, a lot of other channels have tried it. We experimented with voice actors who would speak alongside me but don't necessarily sound like me, but the translations would typically be very accurate. They take a while. And then we also experimented, since tech videos are fast turnaround, with AI dubs, which would actually sound like me, but wouldn't necessarily be as accurate, but they'd be much faster. So there's a whole bunch of things we've been trying.
That actually, so the last time we talked about this, that was the conundrum when we were in, and we asked our audience, what would you rather have?
Yeah.
The like paid for voice actor that's more accurate coming 7 days later, or the AI within 24 hours.
Right.
And the funny thing is the feedback we got was, please stop. It's defaulting to those tracks based on my region. And I've been watching you in English for so long. This is now making watching your videos super annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where we get to this new feature, which is YouTube. I got an email. Actually, I'm going to pull up the email right now from YouTube.
So real quick before we get to that,
Yeah.
that actually changed our whole strategy. And what we're currently working on now, if people are interested, is instead of taking the most popular regions and trying to adapt to dubbing from some of those, we actually decided to take the least popular regions that watch us. I think like Russia and Japan are two right now, because if somewhere like India, which is one of our biggest viewer audiences, they're already listening to us in English, they like it in English, there's not a lot more people to reach to there. So let's try and find the people that aren't listening in English. And so if it does auto dub it based on the region, that might be able to expand the audience. So that's what we were trying until this feature rolled out.
Yeah. The key issue was that YouTube was auto-changing the dub track based on the viewer's location and would not give the viewer an option to change back to
awful.
English.
Or you would have to do it individually per video.
I don't even think you can change it at all.
No, I think you can change it in the audio track in the settings. The gear icon, it's similar to where you change like speed of and quality.
Oh, I know that by heart.
Yeah. But the issue is like, okay, all these millions of people are used to watching in English and it just got switched to a different language on them. And even though it's one of the languages spoken in their region, they'd really rather just watch in English.
Yeah.
So I get this email. Hi, Marques Brownlee. We'll soon be enabling automatic dubbing on your channel. This means that YouTube will automatically generate translated audio tracks in different languages, making your content accessible to more viewers. No action is needed. We'll enable this on your channel in the coming weeks, and once it's enabled, when you upload a new video, we'll automatically add the dubbed audio to your video. Over time, we may also dub previously published videos. In some cases, we may be unable to generate the dubbed audio, so you'll first be able to see the status of the dubbed audio in YouTube Studio. Effective today, you can turn it off for your entire channel. But once it's enabled for your channel, while uploading new videos, you'll also have the option to turn off automatic dubbing for that video. And it's a bunch of languages. So if you click the Learn More link in there, French, German, Hindi, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish, and all, I presume, will continue to be locked to the regions that they assume people are from that speak those languages. So yeah, YouTube, just go ahead and flip the switch on the AI dubbing feature that they've been building in the background. Double-edged sword. I think a lot of creators, maybe smaller creators especially, will find this useful because they don't have established audiences who are used to listening to them in a certain language. So this is just free extra visibility to them in new places that wouldn't have ordinarily been able to consume their video. It's great.
Right.
But the other side of that sword is myself, a channel who already has people who are used to listening in English and don't want it switched would just have a bunch of people suddenly getting weird AI dubbed tracks when they're used to listening in English. And they're going to have to find that button to switch it back to English, which is not necessarily easy to find.
I believe every time a new video starts, you would have to do that too, which is
It happened
so
to me the other
annoying.
day because I was doing the dishes as we do here in this podcast. And I usually just like leave my phone off in the corner playing videos while I have like an AirPod in or something. And I had changed my phone recently to the Spanish language to help me like just get more into reading Spanish. And it auto dubbed it. It was so weird. I had to like dry my hands.
If Duolingo had this feature and you were like doing French or whatever, and then it just started talking in English to you, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. The Duo AI just takes over your phone and starts dubbing things.
You know, YouTube calls this a dub feature. I call it an L.
Nice.
Thanks.
I mean, I think we all understand what they're trying to get at.
buddy. Yeah. Jesus.
Did you make that joke first?
Yeah. That's
Something Big Bang, we get it. Like I remember Squid Games came out and everyone like it had all the different dub tracks on it already and like got super popular and like we all understand the benefits of this dubbing in here to be able to reach. I think it's just like way too surface level and people aren't understanding that. Like what we saw from feedback from our audiences really upset about people who already listen to you in English. And the other thing is like we did it in Hindi. We had so many people saying, hey, India speaks like 12 different languages. Like
Billion people.
not even a lot of us probably know English better than Hindi, but now you're going to all get region locked to Hindi or maybe it's based on phone. I'm still not 100% sure about how that works.
Yeah, I don't know if I just like maybe it was just a weird hack that happened or something because I changed the system language on my phone. But
I can easily see YouTube's point of view from this because it's like there's all of this content that people could be watching that would just give them so many more ad dollars. So if you make it opt out instead of opt in, people can just watch any video and enjoy it, and then YouTube gets more ad revenue. So it makes a ton of sense from a monetary perspective.
Yeah. Here's my proposition to YouTube to make it make sense for everyone. Allow users, like viewers, a little bit of control over the default viewing experience for their channel. No, I've brought this up before. I brought this up like many, many years ago where I was like, I would like YouTube to automatically default whatever video I'm watching to the highest available resolution. I will wait for it to buffer. I will. And I don't mind that that's like going to take longer for certain videos or certain worse connection environments, but that's a flip I would switch in my YouTube experience. Let me flip the switch. But that's not a flip that I can switch. That's not a switch that I can flip.
Yeah.
But I want another switch, switch, because this would make sense. If you're going to do this, YouTube, I get it, great. Give us another switch that just says default all videos to their naturally uploaded language, or default all videos to English, or default all videos to dubbing in this language. So that I don't automatically get videos in the language I don't speak and I have to like switch them a whole bunch of times. I just want to watch everything in whatever language it was natively made in. Give me that. Or I just want to watch everything in English because I speak English and just do that.
Companies are strangely adverse to giving you like granular control of things. Yeah. You know?
They know better.
Yeah.
I don't think subtitles is that bad of a thing to do. I don't know why it needs to dub because
the anime world has
that's what I'm
very
saying.
strong opinions about that.
Exactly. And there's so many like not even outside of anime. Like I'll watch YouTube from YouTubers in other countries doing like, I don't know, EDC travel videos or something like that. And you miss a lot of like how they feel about something. Even though I don't understand the language, I could tell they get excited about certain things or like things like that, which I can read what it says perfectly fine as long as I'm getting like the intuition of their excitement through their voice.
Yeah. I have a thought and I have one more step further on a proposition for how to fix it. My thought is this feels like a very American step because I feel like in America, we don't know a lot of other languages, where in a lot of other countries, people know 3, 4, 5 languages. That's super common. So it feels like to us, oh, you live in another country, you speak different language. Here it is, rather than like they might know a bunch of different languages and watch different channels in different languages.
Yeah.
So that's what causes this issue of default locking that to a region or a language based on your phone being annoying. My proposition is when you subscribe to a channel, you get to click keep this defaulted all the time. I watch this person's videos in original or that. It brings back the subscribe button to actually being important again. because it's not really that important right
Yeah,
now.
it's
But they don't
And
want it to be important, right?
they,
They want people to just go roaming around watching videos.
But I don't think YouTube would be mad at seeing those numbers continuing to increase because it still does represent success. I mean, they just changed all the shorts views numbers for literally no reason to just pretend to be successful. So if we bring back the subscribe button to meaning a little bit something, then somebody who maybe does watch other videos in Hindi but wants to watch you in English can subscribe to your channel and be like, all videos from MKBHD are in the original audio file, original language. That would be the best user, in my eyes, like user
Flow.
flip to switch, or like giving the user.
But you would only get that subscribing to someone.
Right.
yeah.
What if you're just like on the TV clicking around random videos? 'Cause
Yeah,
I do that all the time.
I had this happen to me, and it was totally by accident. But there's another YouTuber who does car videos, and I don't know where, Romanian, somewhere in Europe, they had this foreign language channel that they are very successful with. But they did dubs of it in English just to get a larger audience, and they made an English channel. And so I was looking up car reviews, and I was watching a bunch, and I clicked on one, and it started playing, and it was very clearly an AI dub. But I went with it because I was still learning facts about the car or whatever. So I had encountered this channel, and they had this English-speaking AI dub channel just for these videos, and I made it through the video, and it was okay. And I think in an ideal world, instead of those views going to a separate channel that they had to make, it would all go to one original video, just with different dubs playing for different people watching the video. Without me subscribing or having to engage or anything necessarily, it would just know who I am, what language I want to watch the video in, and play it for me. So I just want that toggle on my end to be like, hey, YouTube, you might think I want to watch in this language, but I actually just want to watch the original, or I actually just want to watch English. And that would be fine.
Yeah.
There are some people though who probably know different languages where they might watch one channel in Spanish and might watch another channel in English, and then it has to default to everything. So I guess that's my reason for like, if I subscribe to a channel, this is the channel I know I want to watch in this language.
Sure.
Therefore, it all does that, and then you default your non-subscribed channels to
Right.
whatever
channel.
language you pick.
That makes sense because I do have just like straight up Spanish YouTubers that I watch that only
Yeah.
speak Spanish. So
Yeah.
like that would be weird to have make everything English as a toggle. You know?
Yeah.
Andrew, it's really crazy that you made that point about the like letting the subscribers choose based on their channel, because I actually tweeted that 6 years ago.
Alice, I'm so sorry. I really.
Wait, can you pull it up and
I
read it to
actually
us?
have been thinking about this all episode, and it's really was a really
It's
big.
fine.
It was a huge move.
I promise we're okay. I just love callbacks.
Well, so did I. That's why I pulled up the 6-year-old joke. It's the long.
Damn, that was good.
So to wrap this up, I think the moral of it is, if you're a larger channel, you probably should opt out of auto dubbing, right?
Yeah. If you
Have an international audience.
it's hard to say. If you're a channel like us where you have a large English speaking audience in a whole bunch of countries that speak English, and then there are a bunch of other countries that probably wouldn't benefit from you having auto dubbing, then you're good. But maybe you are a small Romanian car channel and you are very limited in your audience and only people who speak that language. Maybe you do want auto dubbing turned on for your channel, and then you get a whole bunch more viewership that you wouldn't ordinarily have gotten.
Yeah.
So it depends on who you are or what channel you are and how popular the language that you're speaking is, that you might want to turn it on or off.
So it's typical YouTube. This is a decent idea that will probably not be that great because they don't let users have enough control over that.
Yeah.
Just in a little control.
I've always wanted. There's definitely like a lot of technical reasons, and I know that companies will like sunset features that are not getting enough use, which is always very frustrating because it's like, well, some of your users use it, but the problem is then they have a code base that they have to keep up, and it makes it slower and whatever. I just think companies are very adverse to giving more granular control, which is frustrating. So many products could be made better if even really, really, really deep in the settings, you just gave us so much specific tweaking control.
Yeah.
but they don't want to do that because the code base would be too complicated. So,
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. I was in embarrassing age when you ever make enchiladas at home. Anyone here an enchilada maker?
Oh, yeah.
And one of the best, unless you're making it from scratch, one of the best store-bought enchilada sauces money can buy is the El Pato one, and it's the yellow thing that has the big duck on it. And I was an embarrassingly old age when I realized that El Pato is Spanish for the duck, and that is why there's a duck on that big Amarillo can. So if you're going to go home and make some enchiladas today and you don't have a food processor and don't want to roast chilies and make the sauce from scratch, I recommend, actually, I'm not going to give them unsolicited sponsorship, but I do recommend you go make some enchiladas. We'll see you next week where we talk about tech.
dude, the El Pato
Like and
sauce.
subscribe also.
Oh, thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Like and subscribe with your enchiladas.
The El Pato sauce was elite.